Members of the National Assembly have this afternoon voted to advance the controversial finance bill that has plunged the country, Kenya, into a very vicious protest as public registers their resentment against the bill. And according to reports, a total of 204 MPs voted in favor of progressing finance bill, 115 voted against it, and abstentions were 0. The bill now enters the second reading. The decision follows a contentious vote after the bill's first reading, signaling lawmakers' intent to move forward amidst the mounting opposition from citizens demanding its rejection. The legislative maneuver, however, does not confer immediate legal status upon the bill. It now faces the Committee of the Whole House, where proposed amendments will undergo rigorous evaluation. And President Ruto, I kept on telling viewers in this channel that Ruto was not very comfortable with the concessions. And today, while speaking in Garissa, he's asking the MPs not to amend that bill anymore and that it should be passed, or rather is warning that no more concessions should be made in that bill and it should pass as it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have interesting times ahead. And we want to look at the drama of the day and the move that really shocked many people. One, in Parliament, one of the rebel MPs, Jalango, had to make a U-turn despite initially being part of the team that was supporting the bill. I wanted to look at how Jalango really struggled to explain himself why he's opposing the bill. And of course, he looks very guilty even in this statement here.
I ruled him out of order already. Jalango, continue.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. First of all, I reject the Finance Bill 2024. Immediately, immediately touched around everything that touches a common person. That is the MPS, the cars, the pads. And I looked back and saw the whole generation in Langata out here having their voices so loud. Even after the amendments, I had to make the choice that I've made today. Now, out here is the Gen Z generation whom I talk to every day. I interact with them on Twitter, TikTok, and everywhere. When most of you will have gone back to the villages, we will be with them here in Nairobi. The question will still be there. And most of you know, I'm the friend to the president. And I spoke to him, and he knows very well that this is my stand. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Now, immediately the MPs voted in favor of that bill, things became more worse. And I remember in my initial video, I said the worst thing the country needed to do is to postpone that voting if they were at least sensitive of the situation or whatever or what was going on. And early in the day, the focus shifted on protesters because as of 7 p.m., as you can see, they were still protesting, and now the crowd is charging towards getting to Statehouse, telling the police that if you want to kill us, you're going to kill us. But now we have to go to Statehouse. It is a development that has shocked many people, but of course you can see the level of frustration that then is in public. Immediately, these MPs voted for this bill to pass, or rather voted in favor of this bill. According to William Ruto, that is what he wanted. But it did not come as good news. And I wanted to look at this video here. Those are protesters in Nakuru. They went to Nakuru Statehouse and the police security had to be redeployed there. They camped at the gate while waiting for the vote, for the MPs to take the contentious vote on finance bill, camping and demanding that they should be given access. Remember, the Statehouse in Nakuru is not much protected like this one here. And there are also reports that even the Statehouse in Kisumu is also on target as the protesters are struggling to access that residence. So in Nakuru, they camped, they stormed the Statehouse, they camped at the gate and were demanding access. And now the security had to be beefed up until they were repelled. In another interesting story, look at this here. Bungoma County. The residents of Bungoma, of Senator of Bungoma, Lusaka, also was on target with the protesters also storming the residence of Bungoma, of Kakamega governor, of the current speaker, to register their frustration. As that is happening, interestingly, the president's team are, the Kenya Kwanza team are saying, the bill must go on and it must proceed in its original state, the way it came from Statehouse. And that really shows that that bill was actually authored from Statehouse. In Garissa, the Red Berets were seen camouflaging in the crowd in what is another indicator that things are not looking that good.
My friend, unajua sasa ile dunia ingine inaningojea. Sijui kama tumeelewana watu wa Garissa. So mimi nawapenda sana, nawatakia baraka ya Mungu, na mimi nataka niwaambie watu wa Garissa, hii Kenya itabadilika. I promise you, we are going to change this country because we are determined to make whatever decisions that to unlock the potential of our great country. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie, nimetembea duniani kote. Mimi najua vijana mko hapa na vijana wengi hamuna kazi. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Na ndio nimekubaliana na hawa wabunge katika program yetu ya housing, na hapa Garissa tumeanzisha the first 800 housing units under affordable housing program, zimeanza hapa Garissa. Mimi nitarudi hapa in the next 2 months kuanzisha another 4,000 units ya affordable housing katika Garissa town. Na mimi nataka niwaambie watu wa Garissa, mujipange, hasa nyinyi vijana. Kama wewe ni engineer, kama wewe ni plumber, kama wewe ni electrician, kama wewe ni mason, kama wewe ni carpenter, ujipange kwa sababu iko kazi yako pale kwa affordable housing. Vile vile nimeambia hawa wabunge na tumebadilisha sheria tayari. Mimi mwenyewe nimesign sheria mpya. That is not going to work. Sijui kama tumeelewana. So Garissa mimi nawapenda sana. Niko pale na governor wetu Bwana Jama, mpigeni makofi. Wabunge wetu wamerudi kule bunge kwa sababu wako na kazi.
So if you look at that video, you can see the red berets that are also with the crowd there. And it's understood that that is one of the strategies that they employed to ensure that they can suppress any protest within the crowd. In Sesame Garissa, I'm just realizing that President Ruto team have been sharing this video of people, and of course, the discussion, the threat of Gen Z, of that generation that is in the street, I think the country is underrating. And I think even the president's team are underrating them by saying, you know, there was Photoshop and all this and all that. What MPs don't know is that the constituents are looking at them. After Parliament, they will go back to their constituencies, and we will really want to see the kind of reception that we'll be receiving. I'm telling you, from a better part of this year, we are going to get very interesting developments where MPs are going to be heckled in their constituencies, and even the president will not make very good trips even within the country, because the heckling is going to be the new thing in town. I have seen that really going on, and even an attempt by the president's team to share a video of him greeting some students. Look at this. So this was in Garissa. This was something planned. I was going to attend the graduation ceremony in Garissa, and because there are some people protesting in Nairobi, they are struggling to show that, you know what, I am with the, not all youths are protesting like some youths are supporting me, but in real sense, Ruto seems to be under pressure and is demanding that the finance bill has to be passed as it is. And it is so disheartening because the country is arguing with the population. Something that Miguna was warning the other day, that we run the risk of arguing with the masses, and it's not one of the best things, being that the country is having some reservation by what's happening. You will understand that today the protests saw the celebrities, the musicians. I saw Nyashinsky, I saw Octopizzo, I saw quite a number, you can name them, quite a number of the musicians were in the streets protesting against the finance bill. So no, not so much as to celebrate. Let's get a snippet of what parliamentarians were saying in parliament before we break down and explain to you why really it's too early to celebrate. Ladies and gentlemen, 204 MPs voted. Statehouse stormed. Wetangula's residence stormed. The protesters are still in town as of 8 p.m. at night. They were still engaging the police in running battles. The protest now had turned more hostile, with stone throwing and burning, and burning bonfires in town, and having the bonfires in town. It's a bit chaotic, but I think what should happen now is the country must speak. The nation must speak with its citizen. The moment you stop speaking, conversing with your citizens, that is where you cross the red line, because that is what is happening. The young people in the street feel, not the young people, Kenyans feel that this nation has stopped talking with the young people. It's not yet to celebrate. And I am seeing people celebrating that, oh, we've had our way, within even winning it in parliament against. Imagine Kenya Kwanza are celebrating something, that a win that is amorphous, because the contest was not between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio. That's what they think. That was not where the contest was. And the continuing against finance bill was not on whether Azimio were going to vote no or yes. It was known that, of course, Azimio was going to vote no. So that is not the battleground. The battleground is the fact that the young people, Kenyans' voices have not been heard. They have demanded quite a number of issues in the bill, and that has not been addressed. So the 2027 election is about the voice of the people. That is it. So you will really need to, because the understanding is that those in power are not listening to the people. So the 2027 vote, whichever way, even if there is going to be some reluctance or calm is going to be restored, but the understanding that youth venting their frustration is that we have not been heard. The more that is going to be on ballot, everything else changes. So I can see people, do you know, today, better part of the day, the government propaganda machinery was very quiet until the voting was done, because the moment you try to say something, Kenyans will come and attack you with a very strong venom. And it has not been easy for those who want to defend Kenya Kwanza. The second thing why what they are celebrating is not yet. The frustration is now turning into sabotage. I have seen Kasarani member of parliament voted yes. And the next thing I see in Twitter is boycott SportPesa. Boycott SportPesa because he's the founder, is the owner of SportPesa, and has voted for it. So it has taken bit of that economic boycott. And by the way, that will be the next direction. You know, there are all tools on table. Everything is on table. Every tool is on table. And the economic boycott will come. In fact, government will end up not collecting the taxes, not getting the target, because there will be a lot of sabotage and a lot of resistance. Because what will then come up is people will be asking the tough questions on what exactly is this? What exactly is going on here? So people are going to vent their frustrations. Number three, it will be very difficult, and that is the biggest challenge that William Ruto have to reconcile with the population. Because throughout the finance bill, it has been back and forth, arguing and complaining and saying this and saying that, and always saying anything and everything against the people. So the challenge that Kenya Kwanza have now moving forward, I understand someone was saying that now they will start organizing meetings to Statehouse and host some young people in Statehouse. You know, get some crowd that can be, that can be mobilized and be given some money. Now going to Statehouse and it's taking a turn. Remember, if there is a lot that is mostly affected are the university student, and there are quite a number of them are in the streets. By the way, that's why most of them have not gone, not so many people have gone home. Some people are still in the streets alone at night. They were still in the street. They're supposed to make their way out, and they're still engaging the police. But I still believe that they should retreat, because when it reaches at night, it's dark, and you cannot trust the security apparatus in this country, especially when there is darkness. It can be something very chaotic. Now, Ruto must understand, in 2027, the urban youth is gone. If there is someone who was thinking of getting the vote from the urban youth, that vote is gone and completely out of question. The Nairobi vote is going to be very unpredictable, and the vote in the urban centers is still going to be a big challenge. I've seen quite towns, even Eldoret shocked many people because the turnout in Eldoret was very huge. The turnout in Eldoret was shocking. Despite the fact that that is president's backyard and people would expect that it would be turning down, but it portrayed, it gave a very, quite a different picture. I understand that as often after the MPs voted, some of them could not even leave parliament because they cannot, they cannot control. And some MPs, I would just want to say this here, don't get to us and get to, to social media battalion asking, using stipend that kindly defend my decision. There is an MP from Western Kenya that voted yes for the bill without naming. And now that MP is an ANC MP. And after voting yes, he's now started reaching out to people asking to be supported by bloggers. And I don't think that is going to be very viable, because you voted in public, you have to defend that decision. I saw Ochanda, the Bondo member of parliament, voting yes. The other day, they were crying, they were asking there is no development. So ladies and gentlemen, we have interesting times ahead, but it's a matter of wait and see. Thank you.